Midwinter break,
Midwinter break.
break me off a piece of that midwinter break.
That's not. Say we did.
In a world.
We're back.
Well, hi everybody. Did any of y'all go see Midwinter Break?
Hello, to everyone. There's a whole bunch of new subscribers. My goodness. We're shocked. We're pleased. We're happy. Welcome.
So we did even like a double feature yesterday. So we're gonna do 2 videos to put out soon about the movies we saw yesterday. And this is not in any way an ad. We don't receive any support from Regal, but Regal Unlimited does allow you to get, see 2 movies in one day.
Right.
Even. So you might not know that. So that's kind of neat. You can pay $20-ish a month and see as many movies as you want,
Right.
even multiple movies in a day.
It's not an ad, but yeah, if you are going to subscribe to something, this is a good one.
Because as Kevin Bacon seems to be saying,
So yeah, we
You
need
need
the movies. The movies need
something
you.
like that. Yes.
Something.
And we do agree. We agree. And we are team movies. And, are going to sit through stuff even if we're like,
Like this one.
This one. All right. So, this one, I felt this is a case of the trailer. The trailer was a little sneaky on this, and I think that was kind of unfair. Like, the trailer seemed to indicate 2 things. One, that maybe something bad had happened in the past that maybe was
Right.
like a big secret. And also, she's telling somebody something she's never told them before.
Yep.
In Amsterdam, for some reason, I was like, what in the world is going on with these characters? As it turns out, it wasn't so exciting. And it actually kind of made me sad.
Yeah, it was traumatic.
Yeah, but I mean, no, I don't mean the event. I just mean the movie in general.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the gist of it is, we've got this married couple. They are, old enough. Their kid has moved somewhere else. It's Christmas season. They're clearly leading very separate lives. The lady decides to, and her name is Stella, suddenly decides to add something to the Christmas tree for Jerry, her husband. Is it Jerry or Gary?
Let's go with Jerry.
We're going to say Jerry for now. And it's tickets to go to Amsterdam. And he brightens up a bit at this. Fast forward, they're in Amsterdam, and they're just kind of like hanging out. But among the things they do is she goes to check out, she kind of wants to see this place where women kind of live as nuns, but not nuns, like without their husbands. And
Right, some sort of Catholic convent that had to be hidden because of the war?
something like that.
World War II?
Almost like a not really a convent,
Right.
because they weren't really nuns, but they almost like behaved as if they were or something. And yeah, we're having like secret Catholicism. Anyway, the end. There's increasing tension between these two. He's doing a lot of drinking, secretly and stuff, and that's been an ongoing thing. She's, she's super religious. He's kind of not. Opposites attract, and in Amsterdam, you might decide to join this convent thing if you can. So she went back to it, and turns out it's just apartments now.
Right.
And she's pretty bummed and cranky, and then it seems like she's going to ask for a divorce. And then I seemingly decide to maybe stick together. Settle for each other. Yeah.
These two. Reminded me of my parents.
Aww.
My little squirrel parents.
Aww.
Because they were like these two.
I
No
like to think of squirrels
communication.
as not having these sorts of issues. Like, I just see them
Oh, you wouldn't believe it.
jumping over like the
You think we
power
just-
lines and
Eat acorns and
yeah.
bury nuts in the ground and run around trees and avoid dogs. But nope. Sometimes we have parents that don't talk. So if you want a movie, this put me in post-traumatic stress of After the Hunt with Julia Roberts.
Yeah, we're filling up that cafeteria table
Boy, are we.
with similar movies.
I thought for sure, because the actors, Ciarán and Hinds, ever since Ben Affleck, the Tom Clancy film, goodness, now I'm blanking. Sum of All Fears. Thank you. You just had to say one word, Hunt for Red October. I'm like, nope, that was Alec Baldwin. But anyway, Ciarán Hinds, he was on my radar back with...
Oh, and by the way, I think it's Ciarán, just so you know.
Ciarán Hinds. Sorry, Ciarán, if you're watching. But
pretty sure you are.
He's been on my radar since the Sum of All Fears. He was a Russian premier or president, whatever you want to call them, and he was great. And I thought he was Russian. And then he shows up in a film and he was like from London. And then he shows up in another film and he's doing like a Scottish accent. I'm like, this guy's a chameleon. He's great.
Yeah.
So I think he's generally Irish. So
okay.
He's doing an Irish accent because they're from Ireland. And they moved to Scotland. And I thought for sure this couple, such Lesley Manville, I remembered her name. She was great in Cold Storage. We just saw her be an American, like, Navy SEAL operative. No nonsense. Am I good to go? Pop, pop, pop.
She was, definitely one of the bright spots of Cold Storage.
Yeah, so these actors are spectacular. I felt for sure we were going to be in for some sort of, this could be in the theater. It's two people, really. We're following them. Barely a word said between them, and I get that that's what they're going for. Like, look at these old people, they don't communicate. If they just communicated, their relationship would be better. But what are we sitting in the dark for with a popcorn when nobody talks on the thing? They just give furtive, anxious glances and frustrated looks to each other, and I'm like, how long is this movie?
Right, this does feel like triggering in a way if you like maybe traveled with parents who maybe had tension. You're like, I'm going to Amsterdam with these people. Like, right. I don't know. Like maybe it's bringing back stuff. So I do feel like the trailer was misleading, and trailers are gonna do that.
Oh yeah.
I do feel like, and of course this channel is spoilers only. I guess I already told the whole plot, so it's too late to tell you. But we consider ourselves, we're pro movie.
Yeah.
Even if sometimes we might even be making fun of a movie you thought was great. But we came there, I tell you, like 100% of the time we were buying concessions. And, I probably am paying for 3 or 4 people to have like Regal Unlimited. Like we are... really, really, we love movies.
We do.
Encourage you to go and maybe even sit through some stinkers and talk about them with your friends. And that's what we're kind of trying to be here. So I would say that for me, it seemed like the big twists I was waiting for. I was like, something dramatic here happens. I think somebody we talked to may have thought that they were probably going to like try to have a threesome in Amsterdam or something. And that's definitely not what was happening.
Right. We joked about that after the trailer and before we, as we were sitting down in the theater to see this, we were like, what? Place your bets. What were we going to be right about?
Right.
Are they going to be like some sort of like, was she going to be a terrorist? Because they're Irish and they do mention like it starts in the 70s.
Yeah.
Height of the IRA against the British, and it's like, oh, what is her secret? And it's just she wants to be a nun.
Well, it's not even that she wants to be. Her big secret is that she made a deal with God. The thing she's never told anyone before is that like her character as a young woman who was pregnant got shot while pregnant, and while she was lying there, she made a deal with God that she was gonna, if he would allow, he or she or whatever would allow this baby to survive.
Right.
She would spend the rest of her life serving God. So that's the conversation that she had, with herself and, God, or her perception of God, as she was lying there hoping for the best. Well, it turns out, and, this would have happened before the prayer, really. The bullet did not, injure the baby, and she did have the baby. But now she's kind of feeling this like weight of maybe in her mind a debt that she has not fulfilled, which I want to get into all of that too. But in terms of twists, I had been thinking maybe I was like, did they steal a baby? Did they steal someone else's baby and get on a boat, and leave Ireland? Like, that would have been some drama.
Right? My brain went to, I thought the character of Jerry was going to be the one who was doing the shooting and accidentally shot her.
Oh.
And then somehow they end up as a married couple, and he's got this secret and she's got her secret.
Yes.
And I was like, that could be crazy to find out after whatever 40 years of marriage, but nope. It's just he's a typical man, doesn't communicate, kind of looks down on her religious, which would you still be with someone he keeps making those like cracking comments and stuff, and it's like, all right, you've got your little comment, but then when, like you said, her story at the end was traumatic to hear.
Yeah.
And the acting was so great. But earlier in the film, she starts talking about something, and he goes, what happened to you wasn't a miracle.
Yeah.
And then when you hear her story, it kind of was. Even this squirrel's not religious. I would just agree with the partner I was with. If she said that was a miracle, I'd be like, you're darn tootin'. That was a miracle.
If that's almost like her central personality at this point,
Yeah.
then go with it if you really love her, But like, okay. Can I just talk about various thoughts?
Yep.
Yeah, so you brought up like religious and not religious marriage. Okay, that's going to be a little tricky. A little bit. And I could see that wearing thin for him if that's mostly what she has to talk about and mostly what she wants to do. Maybe these guys really shouldn't be together. But I do think it's pretty crummy to give somebody a Christmas present that is basically you investigating where you want to go when you finish dumping this guy. Like, don't call that his Christmas present. Just go on that trip. But to invite him on the trip and he really brightened, when she gave him the envelope. He was like, oh, like he seemed truly like, oh, maybe this is the energy he's been needing from her.
Had the movie touched on his drinking before the Christmas scene? Had they touched on that? Because we do get her sort of, you can tell she knows he's drinking a lot.
Yeah.
And you can, again, the acting's great. And this is a sign of a good actor when you're like, you are frustrating me. Oh, wait, you're portraying someone. It's a fictional character. I am frustrated at the fictional character, but, all she had to do was talk to him about that. Like, I can hear you drinking, and you're taking the heart medicine or something, too. And it's like, this is a bad scene.
Statins, so...
And it's like, this is a bad scene. Wouldn't you talk to your partner? But anyway, she just, you can tell from her facial expressions, she knows what he's doing in other rooms, clinking a glass and stuff, and then...
Right.
So he has a problem, and they're just... I gotta wonder if the writer or the director has old parents that are the same, and that's what they're making a commentary on, of like, these old couples settle and don't communicate. Anyway.
Right. And so this was directed by Polly Findlay, and it was written by Bernard MacLaverty and Nick Payne, and I think it was a novel by Bernard MacLaverty that was the initial piece of writing that led to this. And yeah, I think, who knows, maybe in the novel there's more omniscience here for the reader, but what I'm seeing, again, the lack of communication between them for the most part. It was nice when they finally started kind of getting each other's faces kind of near the end, but we had to wait a long time for all of this. And I felt like there was a lot of things at play here. And one of the things that I also was asking myself, and this will be a question that pertains to both movies we saw, which is are we supposed to, or do we need to like or care about or identify with our characters for it to be a good movie? And because part of I'm sitting here going is it me? Is it me that I just don't care about these people? Does that equal bad movie, or does that equal just it wasn't a match for me?
I felt that way about the second film we're going to talk about. So interesting.
But that was a question that we can continue to
sure. Do you think
about
this movie will help? Because I think if you're an old couple that's settled, and again, I'm speaking from this squirrel's experience with my own squirrel parents.
Okay.
It's like, I just know, if my parents sat down and watched this film, they would not see themselves in it. They'd be like, look at these two. They're hopeless. What are they doing together? And I'd be like, mouth open going, this is you two. This is almost like if these characters were named Dave and Barbara, I'd be like, okay. Squirrel flashbacks.
Okay.
Anyway.
Dave and Barbara, the squirrels. Anyway, yes. Okay, so that. And again, I think it's mean to communicate so little. And of course, she's supposed to be, I think where she's sort of portrayed as like, well, she's the good one because he's got a drinking problem and she just really likes to go to church. So that makes her the good person, right? But she invites him on this trip. And then the main things they do, I think, are go look at this place that she actually kind of wants to move to.
Right.
And the other thing is they go to the Anne Frank house. And I think she is like, well, a couple things. This almost seemed like the other side of Solo Mio. Like
oh yeah, you said that as we were watching it. This is like the opposite of Solo Mio.
Like it's like, how do I go to this other location to get rid of, my spouse?
Yeah.
And there was a point where you leaned over and were saying like, it's like she's trying to prepare him to be on his own or something. Yeah. Like and it did have that feeling of like taking your dog for like a really great day of activities, like when you know that you're gonna have to like take him to the vet
right
to sleep.
She sort of gets dressed up, puts on lipstick, and they go to a bar and she's drinking. She sort of out drinks him. Yeah. And the look on his face is like, who's this? But he looks happy, like, oh, you're drinking too?
Right.
Great. And yeah, to me it just felt like she is about to drop a bomb on you, sir.
And in this very, very slow movie, but there's a point where, they also sleep together after one of their outings. And so you were saying, like, it's like she's getting ready to get rid of him. And I said, a farewell doink.
Farewell doink.
And then you were like, that's my new ska band. And then we just got the church giggles for a while. So that's just
in this religious film, we got the church giggles.
Say that like sometimes when you're seeing the movies, it's really good to have a friend to kind of lean over to and be silly with. I did feel like their loss of Ireland, their loss of like Ireland as part of their home, their identity, they both seemed really to be very clear on, we are Irish.
Yes.
And everywhere they go, they end up talking about that they're Irish, but they don't live in Ireland.
So I don't know if this is an American thing.
Okay.
This is definitely the age they're at. This is a European thing. You go abroad, you go to Spain, you go to France, you go to Italy, you go anywhere. You go somewhere fun. And guess what you do? You track down the English pub. And guess what they do in Amsterdam? They track down the Irish pub. And to me, that was like, why aren't they doing anything touristy? Why? And of course she's got ulterior motives of like, I'm going to this Catholic nun place. Great. So there was some agency there, but to go to the Irish pub and not address it, like, I just wanted the bartender or someone to be like, well, why don't you go to, I can't even think of a famous Amsterdam. Why don't you go get a bike, rent a bike, and go to the fjords or whatever the heck you do in Amsterdam. Never been, but it's like, to me, that was very, very sad. I just saw, again, my parents in this, that they would track down the British food when they were abroad. It's like, no, experience the culture, for goodness sake.
But then again, they weren't living in Ireland anymore.
Right.
And they hadn't lived in Ireland since, in about 20-something years.
Moved to Scotland, which, sorry, Scotland, you're not that different from Ireland. Cold, wet.
Yeah. So, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
So I was just saying, but I feel like they had a wound. Like that was one of a shared wound of theirs, was that they left Ireland.
Oh, sure. The actors were both great at giving "we're lost." We're like, as
Yeah.
in, we don't know what we're doing really, but we can't communicate it. And that's when I say they're great actors, frustratingly great, because you want them to speak.
Right.
And they're portraying these characters so well, it's like, oh, I give up on them.
Right. Did you notice that he only really lights up when he's talking to other people?
Yep.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
like bartenders.
Wanted to
and
smack
different-
him.
Well, but again, it takes two
Yeah, true.
not to tango. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, it really does. And at what point did the bleakness take over this couple to this level? And every time I saw him like really having a nice time, yeah, I was kind of thinking, well, like, yeah, maybe he would be happier without her. Maybe she would be happy without him, because she just seems like she can't wait to get me to the convent, you know? But yeah, and also when they were discussing his drinking, he said like that he hates himself less when he's drinking.
Right.
But they never really got into like why he should hate himself, except that he said, I wish I had been there to help you. Like, I wish I had been near you when you got shot.
And there was something, again, it was tough to follow when it's so slow. I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to be paying attention. But when he was talking to the bartender about his architectural job, and I kind of get the feeling he did a little bit of that, and then it kind of went away. And
Right. Yeah, something did happen.
so maybe he feels a failure of like, I was going to be a great architect, and now I'm working at Tesco's or something. I don't know, whatever he was
Did it
doing.
catch on fire or something happened?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they show like a model on
Right.
fire.
At least that was the best I could understand that. Well, so one of the things it seems like she's doing is like holding on to tragedy. And so the whole sequence when they're at the Anne Frank house, I felt like, you know, she was like communing with tragedy because she feels like her life, I feel like it's more, she's holding on to the sad, rather than being like,
Yeah.
that was a miracle. Heck yes, that was a miracle. And I will go around with a smile on my face because I experienced a miracle. I feel like she's still grieving this, even though she survived, her baby survived. They said she wouldn't be able to have another child after that, but she's saying it's a miracle.
Yeah.
And yet it's like you said sometimes say, like, tell your face, you know, like,
Right. I think it's just this film is trying to suggest, like, and this is what I'm getting from it,
okay.
is that these people of a certain age just will not talk about trauma, will not discuss therapy. So if she had gone to therapy in the 70s or maybe the early 80s, maybe they'd be happier. But again, I think people of a certain age bottle it up, don't talk about it, because doesn't she say, I never even told Jerry this?
Right. Why is she telling random woman at what's now an apartment complex?
So again, lack of communication, frustrating.
Yeah, and I was thinking, like, afterwards, I was like, well, okay, she goes to the Anne Frank house and she's looking around and I feel like she's communing with the tragedy. Did she ever stop to ask herself, like, well, God didn't save these folks. God didn't save a lot of people. God doesn't save a lot of people. What you experienced, like, this whole time, Jerry's kind of poking at her beliefs, and she tells a story about like some traveler, and he's given something. There's something where like he's given something and he dies, and then there's a bit of like communion that doesn't burn in the fireplace.
Right.
Do you remember that scene?
Right.
And she's saying it was a miracle because it's the host that didn't burn up in the fire. And I'm thinking like, and also the guy in the story died, even, you know, like it didn't save his life, whatever happened to him leading up to the Eucharist not going up in flames in the fireplace. I think, you know, what I'm trying to say is that like, so I went to Catholic, here we're going to get all theological here. I went to Catholic school for 12 years, and I remember wrestling with this idea, and by the way, I'm probably what you would call secular humanist, although maybe some people who make movies wouldn't think I am if I made one of their movie. But like, I'm not religious. But I did go to 12 years of Catholic school. And one of the things that I struggled with was the idea of we're supposed to thank for everything that goes right. And we're not supposed to blame for everything that goes wrong. Like, you say thank you for saving me. You don't say like, darn you for letting me get killed, or you know what I'm saying? Like I think that it's like my daughter was in elementary school, and a classmate in elementary school, they were doing dodgeball or something, and the classmate started saying a little prayer right before, and my daughter was like, God's not on our team. And I thought that was super profound. I was really impressed. And anyway, the idea of like, I don't think that if there is a God, I don't think they are writing your song for the Grammys. And I'm sorry, some people are gonna hate this, okay? But like, I don't think that this God would be picking and choosing. You get saved, you live, you die. You live, you die. I don't believe it could possibly work like that. That's not a loving thing, right? That's not fair. That's right. Not, and so she's over here making deals and saying like, if you do this, I promise to do this. Like, I don't even think it works that way. And I think Jerry loved her, but was kind of trying to tell her like, hey, relax, But if you want to spend the rest of your life serving God, which is what she said she wanted to do, then my next question is, well, what does that mean to devote your rest of your life to God? Is part of that being fun to be around? Is that a part,
And what has she been doing the whole time?
Like,
I guess being a mom, because they have a daughter and a son that we don't really see because they've...
I don't think they had a daughter. I think they had the one kid, right?
Oh, I thought they had two. I might, again, trying to listen on, like, you don't really see these characters, you just hear them on the phone. So maybe it was one. For some reason, I thought they had a daughter and then a younger son had just left the house. They were like, oh, so-and-so has flown the coop and now we're empty nest.
Well,
anyway.
I guess my reason of saying they're on the boat. It's just the three of them, right? Leaving Ireland. And she couldn't have any more kids after that.
Oh, right. Never mind. Yeah. All right. So, but the house is empty. And right. She's like, I don't know what to do. And like I said, great acting of, I look lost.
Yeah.
I'm going to devote my life to God.
What's my role now? She says.
What's my role? And it's like, well, you could have been serving God the whole time then. If you made that deal back in the 70s, and now you're almost in your 70s, maybe mid-60s, right. Whatever age they're supposed to be. So to me, I'm like, nah.
You're right.
But, I wanted to talk about the Anne Frank scene. Because they start a very deep conversation, and then it goes nowhere. He kind of shuts it down. Where she's like, I left something. I saw the people leave rings and earrings.
Oh.
I left something, and that was selfish. And he looks confused. He's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, that wasn't, he's like, that's a nice gesture. She's like, no, that was for me. That was selfish that I left an earring. And and I was like, keep going with this. I want to know where this is going to go, because these two talking, great actors. And then doesn't he make a quip or something? He just shuts it down with his usual, like, I'm going to make fun of you. I think maybe that's where he says, why are you so serious all the time? Why can't you just chill? You made a nice choice of leaving something at the Anne Frank. And anyway, and again, she looks mightily annoyed with him. Very good acting, but I'm like, I wish that conversation had kept going. And they kind of could have gotten into it.
Right. And I remember some other movie we saw recently. Oh, it was the one with Ciarán Culkin and...
Oh, yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Right.
And they
goodness, what was that called?
I can't remember, but I feel like it had you in it though, but I could be wrong. But they are leaving like the stones too, you know.
Yeah.
And so why did she feel selfish for participating in that? I don't understand. Is it the whole like bushel basket thing? Like you're not supposed to like publicly
Right.
do something, but then again, but that's part of the tradition. Yeah, I really didn't understand that, and it just seemed like they were so different. Like he was like going to record stores and listening to music and drinking a lot and being social and in the pubs and stuff, and he was maybe more about like the experiences of life, you know, like the tastes and the resting and just the physical aspects of being a human.
Yeah, she even shouts at him like, "You're just appetite these days." And it's kind of like, well, aren't they retired? Aren't they at that age where it's like, well, experience things. You've worked your whole life. You've had kids. They've left. They have their own lives. Do some things. And I guess going to Amsterdam, yeah, he kind of should have been having an appetite of, let's go try some food. Let's go do this. So he did look happiest when she starts clanging back the booze. And he's like, whoa.
Yeah.
But then, of course...
But it felt fake.
It felt fake, yeah.
That she was doing that, because, yeah.
So let's talk about the ending. I mean, we made a kind of...
No.
Made a kind of joke about it, but...
No.
But, yeah, we're not going to talk about that. But the ending, to me, they're sat waiting for a plane, and it's all delayed because it's snow. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, so are they going to talk? No, she goes to sleep on the floor, and he's just sat there. And I'm like... Okay, they're not even going to talk in the airport on the way back. They're about to go back to their lives, which seem shattered at this point.
Right. In their dark house.
He comes out with, "You're the miracle." Like, the life with you is the miracle.
Right.
And then she sort of thinks about it. And again, Lesley Manville, great actor. You can see her really, the gears working. And I thought, is she just going to tell him to go to hell? And be like, throw a suitcase at him or something, like, shut your face. And instead gets a little wry smile and holds his hand at the end. And I'm like, that is not reconciliation for this journey they've just been on.
Right.
At all.
I mean, yeah. And she did say something like, you used to be something at one point. Like, I wonder what their relationship used to be like. But I did feel like, and this could fall under the new segment, did anyone show the script to a woman? I don't think so. But, you know, maybe. But then again, the director is Polly Findlay, so I don't know. I think they did. But I just felt like if so much of the story was about being able to have this child.
Right.
And how this child lived. Like, that child is part of the miracle, right? If we're calling it a miracle, then that child's life is a miracle. And I'm like looking around, like it seems like we should have seen photos everywhere of this kid in their house.
Right.
And they leave him a message they leave an answering machine message on Christmas. And they're just kind of like, well, you know, I left a message. Right. Not like, it seems like if it's such a miracle to have had this child, maybe you'd be going around Amsterdam like, hey, guess what? We're in Amsterdam. Selfie. Hope you're having a good today. You know, I don't know. I text my kids all the time.
I think it's a snapshot of this generation. True. They don't mess with phones. They don't think to take pictures and have fun.
Right.
So, you know... Yeah. Especially English and Irish people. This squirrel's grown up around a few English and Irish people. And that pub life is just prevalent. It's like, oh, there's so many pubs in Britain because that's what you do. That's what you do when you go out. And it's like, there are other things. So, you know, like going to the movies. Because the movies need you and you need the movies. Or whatever that quote was from Kevin Bacon.
Well... It sounded like the place that she wanted to end up, the place she was hoping to, like, she was kind of scoping it out to maybe go live there, was a place where it seems like it was a place to just be away from other people, especially men, and just maybe like think about God and think about the Bible and stuff, and maybe probably go to lots of services. But it didn't necessarily talk about like the ways that you would be helping your fellow human, you know, or the planet, or whatever you might like to do. So I feel like one bit of thought that I had at that is like, you know, there's so many more ways rather than joining a secular convent in a way, but not secular because it was religious. It was just a lay. I guess I would be called like a lay person. So joining a lay person's convent of sorts, you know, and this is another just quick, and I'm sure you've all stopped watching by now, but in elementary school there was a nun that came through. It was a really young nun. She had a guitar and she was playing guitar for us, and I was just like thinking like, maybe I want to be a nun, but I think what I really want to do is play guitar. And like, I think this lady, it sounds like she had been a teacher at some point. She was a mom. There's plenty of things to do in the world. That would serve God. If God is love and you want to serve God, you should be out there like building community.
Right.
And if you're going to build...
Not hiding away in a nunnery.
Right. So maybe you need to like get out of your own head and get out of your head. Get into the street, you know, and start helping people, you know, start doing something positive. Like, stop obsessing. We all have a Rolodex of terrible things, you know, that have happened to us. I feel confident, you know, not all of us have been shot while pregnant, true, but bad stuff has happened to us or people we love. And we move on. And if you want to make the world a better place, that seems to be like, that would be the idea, I guess, unless she's thinking, oh, I just want to be like a monk and commune with theology, but not really do anything for others.
Right.
Anyway, taking your husband on a fake out holiday trip does not bode well for the ways you make the world a better place.
Lesson learned from this film. If you are in your 60s, getting towards the 70s, talk to your partner. Just take a deep breath and talk about things to each other. For the love of taffeta.
And sorry if this discussion just seemed aimless and cranky.
But so did the film. The film seemed aimless and cranky. That sums it up.
Now we're going on to another one. It might be like this too. Anyway,
what did you think?
Yeah,
did you even go see it? Because it's not exactly a rip-roaring summer film.
Did you see Midwinter Break? Did you think it was gonna be like a lot of laughs or a sweet romantic movie?
Did you buy candy and popcorn to stay awake? I did.
At 2 o'clock to stay awake at 2 o'clock.
At 2 in the afternoon.
All right. Midwinter Break.
Yay.
Tell us what you think.